Got a minute and some change. Let me tell you about what I read in the Word today. Welcome back to my 60-second-ish Bible study. If you're new here, my name is Jazzy Nicole and I do faith-based content, but today we're looking at 1 Samuel 23. And I want to talk to you about godly friendships. I seen a video of a young man talking about how sometimes godly friendships can be exhausting, and he ain't lying. Sometimes it is. When you have somebody uplifting you, reminding you of the word, reminding you of your purpose. And oftentimes, if you don't want to hear that, it can be exhausting. But 1 Samuel chapter 23, listen, I got to tell you about this perspective because this may make you look at godly friendships a little bit differently. I'm going to have you look at it from two different perspectives. One from the perspective of King Saul, and one from the perspective of the anointed king to come, David. All right, so King Saul is far away from God spiritually in every capacity. He's doing everything outside of God's will, not seeking God in any sort of way. Now, mind you, at this time, King Saul is trying to unalive the coming King David. A group of allies comes over to King Saul and they're like, hey, bro, I know exactly where David's at. And you know what Saul says? Saul says, thank you. May God bless you. God must be providing David to me. I appreciate you for looking out and caring about me, bro. See, there was a season in my life that I wanted my friends to validate my foolishness. I wasn't really aligning with God's will. I wasn't really seeking God. And I wanted people to align with me, just like Saul's friends did for him. Now, what Saul really needed was a real friend on his side. Saul really needed a believer on his side to say, listen, you need to pray about this thing. Is God telling you to keep pursuing David? Is this what really God is telling you? And not to align with his foolishness. Now let's look at a different perspective. And I want to focus on the coming King David and his friendship with Jonathan. And literally all this is in chapter 23, y'all. It's so good. So Jonathan finds David in the wilderness. David is running away from Saul, and his friend finds him in the wilderness because a real friend ain't gonna leave you at your lowly place. And he finds him there and he speaks life into him. He reminds him, Jonathan reminds David of his purpose. He reminds him of the position that God has already prepared for him. He reminds him too to stay strong in your faith with God. See, this is the type of friendships that we need to have around us when we are trying to grow as believers. We need people around us who are going to remind us of what God has already planted inside of us. Remind us to keep leaning on the one who gave us the vision. Remind us to keep leaning on the author and the finisher. We don't need no more yes men. We don't need no more yes women. We don't need nobody who's going to feed into our foolishness. Maybe we got purpose to achieve. We got goals that God assigned to us. We have new heights to reach. Even though we may be in a wilderness season, this season is only temporary and God has so much more for us. So those friends who just agree with you just because, y'all can have all that. I need the ones who's going to remind me of who my father is. Here's my question for you today. What type of friend are you? Love you, bye.